Okay, hey guys, we're going to start at the shop. I'm just going to take a little tour through town centre here. I'll probably zip up to the second farm over here just for a brief look. I'll go into the main farm, which is my main animal working area farm in the middle here. We'll go over to the mine area, which is now 99.99% completed, and we'll go up to the third farm up there. So it's the maple farm up the top here. So we'll just do a little brief around. I'll do a flyover first, just to show the progress. A couple of things I've got to do. It's going to be a pretty long video, this one, I guess. I've got all these gutters to put down throughout the main city. I've got to get more saplings down to thicken out the bushland. So I've planted trees all around the entire map, all up through the hills there, and an array of different trees. I'm going to run telegraph poles with lights on them through the town centre here. The thing is that when you got gates down and you got the poles on the inside, they keep colliding, so these fences are going to have to be moved back all the way through here, and these trees are going to get in the way of that. So I don't know if I should run the power poles on the outside, which may be the way I have to go about it. This is all the touristy area. This is just off the main street, and just picnic and play areas for tourists to come, and barbecues, and a little bit of a restaurant here next door. I've got to do all these as well, get all these businesses completed and up and running. Same as what I've done here. I've completed the nursery and the sweet shop, the swimming hole with the water slide there. Farmers market and the supermarket are all done, and so is the pub tavern over here. So we're just going to be doing that, a bit more fencing, some more gutters. The service station here is done. This one's pretty well done. This is a wholesaler, so the VGA has to be done. Still a lot to do, lots of fencing, lots of that sort of stuff. I think we'll take a little fly up to the second farm up here. Oh, these are blocks of units where people live here. Just to give it a bit of lived-in kind of feel. There's no people that walk around on this map, so no traffic or anything. It's no man's land, so I don't have a PC to program that sort of stuff in, unfortunately, so I'm just trying to make do. This is a sales point for all the maple and the flowers. Maple sales point there and the flower sale point here. So this one's pretty much done. It's just a homestead on the hill. Bloke who trades and sells in flowers and maple. So all the bushland's pretty thick. I've planted all of these trees myself. I'll show you the stats in just a moment of how many trees I've actually planted, but I've got an array of all different species, and I've got a few more species to put in yet, but it just makes the map a bit more true. We're over here at the mine area now. I may as well have a look at that before the main farm. We've got the heavy vehicle entrance this side. I haven't finished it completely yet. Still got fencing and a couple of odds and ends to do. So this one is for the workers over this side. Workers come in and out of here. I've still got to put these gates and that in yet. I finally done the different tiers, so it's not just a solid wall straight up in the air. This is the exit road, so it kind of undulates its way up, which is pretty good. It looks a lot better now. I've done right around here too, so it just looks a bit better than just having a straight up mountain wall from flat land surface. So we sweep up here. I put a new bridge on, one that actually fits across now instead of having a gap underneath the lip. It was a bit dodgy. The other bridge I had was a little bit too short for there. It only just reached end to end, so I put this one down. Yeah, I've just put the excavator here, just doing a bit of work, just digging out, doing a bit of stuff. These other guys here just doing their thing, you know. I've got to fix up these barriers now, so they change them back, just fix them up a bit. We've got lime and fertiliser stored here, and the office, bit of a eatery area for the workers and stuff like that. We head up here, we can get ourselves some road salt for when the snow's in. So salt's up here, this bloke's ready to load. When I move away far enough, the salt despawns and this thing looks like it's floating, so I'm gonna have to move it from sitting up there and just put it on the ground because it looks a bit silly. And this is the new road I just put in today, so it sweeps down. We've got a nice gully in here full of water, and got to put some railings up, some fencing here. Got to finish the outside fencing all along here. Put a weigh bridge in so you can weigh in and out. We'll head up to the mulberry farm now. That's the house for the mulberry farm. That's the farmer who lives up there for the mulberry, and it's got a cut-in track road which wraps around here. I've got to put a little bit of dirt and make this this railing stand out a little bit more. Big sweeping dog leg that climbs uphill. All these trees are really starting to grow now, so I've got a lot more trees to plant down. But it's a nice driveway. I've got to finish the house, do a lot of decorating, fencing, just make it look like a homestead. At the moment it's just a placeable put down. So much work to do. This is the mulberry farm. All the trees are fully grown now. So the mulberry farm's really only there, what you see. It's only 3 rows of trees in there, but I went and planted all these mulberry trees and made the mulberry farm look a lot bigger than what it does in game, and tried to keep these rows as straight as possible, except for these ones. These ones are just the mulberry to run the boundary of the mulberry. You can see I've got different species of trees in here and everything. Pretty thick, and I've got a lot more to put in yet, so I've tried to mix and match them around so there's not just straight rows of it. There's more seedlings in here that haven't come up yet, so still got a fair bit. Same up here, spruce type 2s are in a line, and I've put a whole bunch of saplings in here, and they're really hard to see with this flyover camera. See if we can spot one. They're just a very thin stick. Is that one? Anyway, they have been done, and I'm just waiting on them to grow. They take about 6 months in game to actually grow. I'll try and get up on the hill on it. That's the overview of the farm from the distance. All my fields and that. I've got some really big fields on this build. We'll head down to the main farm now. Fields all over the place. So my storage sheds are over here. My dog wants to go out. These sheds, they're the best in the game. I absolutely love them. They're absolutely brilliant. Got a wash bay over here, a little bit of storage, bit of work to go on. These sheds really are something. I just got to let me dog out. Come on, mate. There you go. And yeah, these sheds, you can do whatever decorating you want to them. There's no collision except for the footpath, so you can get right up close and do some detailing with it, which is really awesome. They're great sheds, they're big. You can change the colours of them all you want. You've got the smokestack there pumping out plumes, which is really cool. I just did a little I don't know, just a little section here. It's probably not all the best. It suits it a bit though. These are my storage sheds, my horse pasture. I've only got the one horse, no actual pasture. I bought the pasture, took the horse out, sold the pasture, and the horse never goes away, never needs food, never needs brushing. Just the best way to do horses. We'll take off over here to the side of the dam. We've got our chickens down here. So I haven't fed them, haven't fed any of the animals. In FS19 they would all die. Here in 22 they just stop producing everything, so sheep won't give wool, cows will stop milk and slurry, manure, chickens won't give eggs, yada yada, you know, the pigs will just not grow any further. This is my semi-trailer sheds where I keep all my semi-trailers and the prime mover in that shed there. And we got some storage here for some goodies that we need, fuel, seed, fertiliser, stuff like that. This one's the pig farm. I'm going to empty this silo out and move it. I don't know why I put it there. This one holds all crops. It's a multi... Well, careful mate. My dog is an absolute nuisance. Every time I'm online he starts carrying on. Every time. Every single time. Without fail. Without fail. Righto. Yeah, the pig farm. Get out of the way, stupid. Yeah, so I just dug a little hole here, gave them some water, and they like to bathe in it on a hot day. This dude actually swims. And then over here they work their way out of the fence. Sometimes you'll see one over here and 2 or 3 of them just on this patch here. So I put down mud and that there. I don't know how they get out the gate, but they do. So the programmer has not aligned it to the boundary fence, but that's no game breaker. It is what it is. All out there's the big fields. This is the driveway up to the house. Before I go up there, this is the where the flowers are and grapes. So I've got a nursery there of grapes and flowers. Man, this mod's awesome. It really is. Looks fantastic. I've got a storage shed here for my liquid fertiliser and seeds and all that stuff. That's a seed producer. That's where I get my water. And I make my own fertiliser here, which is granuled. And we'll just head on up the driveway to the house. Come up this way to the house, as I just said. And we go across a bridge. So over here, it's nice and smooth going across. Nice big bridge, goes over the river. It's just a little bit long, a little bit taller than what I meant to make it, but it is what it is. And so this is the homestead. It's where my house and dog and that is, and overlooks both sides of the farm, across the river. So all the trees you see I've planted myself. I've got to put more in. Out here are more fields. That's the mine over there in the middle of the screen up the top, so we can see that from the homestead. Down the hill we've got grates here, so these free roaming cows can't get out. There's 3 fields of them. I'll be coming in today and I'm going to plough up this field here, and I'm going to put proper grass down like this. But going off my experience, when I log out and come back in, it'll always revert back to this. But I haven't tried with these ones, so I am going to try it. However, I do expect me to be wasting my time, and I expect it to go revert back to these, which I don't really like. I wish I could do the proper grass through there, so they do look like they're free roaming without a visual boundary. But we shall see if it works or not. I'll just try on one. I'm not going to do them all. This is the another cattle grate here, so I don't have to open and close fences when I go in to feed them and whatnot. What else we got? We got this cattle pen over here. So it's probably my favourite one in the game at the moment. It's still not big enough. I'd like ones even bigger. I brought the river right in here. So down from the dam I just brought the river up to here. We've got some forestry in here as well. There's a lot of saplings in here that haven't taken off yet. There's one right there I just spotted. Don't know if you can see that, but where the white circle is, it's right there. It's a little stick. They're all over the place. There's another one there. So there's more saplings yet to grow, and the bush is going to thicken right up. Same as these around here. There's lots of saplings being put down. These are my major fields. I lease on my equipment now, so when I had me 2 harvesters and me potato and beet harvester here, my FPS was horrible, so I've got to finish cutting in the roads here too. So now I just lease goods as I need them, because I've done so much building on this map. These are all my fields. This whole section of the map, 1/4 of it is all fields on this side, so still got sheds there if I decide to keep the lease goods. And we're back to the town centre, so that's pretty much the whole farm. We've got slurry storage here, which runs over to the BGA when I have enough, and make digestate, which goes to feed the grapes. My silage bunkers, storage sheds, which now I don't really keep anything in. Got all my bales over here, hay. Got my hay bales, got my straw bales. These are for grass bales. I've got a couple of mods sitting out there with straw bales covered up. All these trees now are back in bloom, being first day of spring, which is good. And I've got to finish all of these buildings. I just own this little pocket of land here just so I can have this silo. And when I work this field, this is the field that I use to get all of my straw off, and as you can see, you get an absolute ton of straw. So I've got a lot of work to do there yet, which I do off camera. It's just repetitive drive around, a monotonous task, but it has to be done nonetheless. There's another view of the farm overhead, and farm 1's over there. The mulberry's way down on the hill the other side where nothing's rendering in. And yeah, so nice little bush area here too. I've done quite a different few species of trees, and they're all still growing yet. So yeah, and I made a deal. I'm not allowed to sell my cotton until I finish building this, and I've already put a few in there before I decided that I'm not allowed to use any buildings that I haven't completed yet. So I've got these telegraph lines I want to put in today, and they're under fences, and they're right at the end, and I want to run them along Main Street because they have they're power poles with street lamps on them, and at night time, is that the one? Yeah, these road lamps here. So I'm going to put these along. They've got road lamps on them, as you can see on that one. And I think, you see, if I try and put it down here and come across the road, all right, they're always going to collide. These ones didn't for some reason that time. Yeah, see, it always collides with the fence. So I have to move these fences in a bit, just enough to put the power poles on the outside so nothing's going to break it. I have to move these fences in a bit, give a little bit more road frontage, and then I can put gutters in. These white gutters here, which I've got to do a little painting up to the edge to make them stand out, kind of like that. So road gutters, I've put them down this street as well, and through the service station. I stopped it there, and it goes into the wholesale sales point. So and just on the outer side of it as well. So when I fix all this grass up by painting up to the edge of it, that'll stand out a lot better. Sort of give the map a more realistic kind of feel. So yeah, I'm going to have to move all these fences back down this side, same as these hedges here. Have to move them back a little bit. A lot of fixing to do. This area here, have to move them back a bit, all the way down. So yeah, I'm also probably going to put a entry from a farm straight onto Main Street. I think it might be viable instead of me having to drive all the way around the property to get to it. It's actually under decoration and others, and these farm entry gates, they're pretty cool, but they don't suit the white fence. They're only just here somewhere next to the Apache trees. There we are. It's these guys. And you also got ones with fences. Alright, and you got the big one here. It looks a little bland, that one, but I'm thinking the one with the terracotta top, and kind of put it just back a bit there, and sort of like an entrance into the homestead right at the end of Main Street. So yeah, it's the same as these ones. These didn't suit having cattle with the terracotta on the top, so I just put the plain timber top down, and it's good. No fences to open and close. It goes straight across the cattle grid, and I can get in and out without getting out and opening and shutting fences. But it's hard to find fences that suit that. And I do have other fences. I downloaded the barbed wire fences, which are just here, and they're just way too big. They're just really unrealistic. The height of them is crazy. The idea is good, and that would have kind of suited it, but they're just too tall. They're just way too tall. So, and you can't really see the barbed wire, so it just looks like a whole row of sticks. So I do like the idea. I just don't think the mod works as expected. So anyway, first task, I'm going to go in. If the tractor wants to get going, I'm going to go in there and just plough one of the cattle fields. I'm going to fast forward a day, see if it's actually going to work or not. I don't expect it to, and I'm probably wasting my time, but I've got to try, because I don't like, they're supposed to be free roaming cattle and cows, and I don't really like the idea that you can see the border where they're programmed that they can't leave. I don't expect it to work, but it doesn't mean I'm going to give up before I try, so I ain't going to have a go at it. So I'm always trying to do something to improve my build, and just to get it more realistic. Put a little bit of volume in this tractor. I've got more trees to plant, more seeds, but I'm going to sleep a couple of days and give those saplings time to come up. So before I do sleep, that's why I'm doing this job first, so I can do a little bit of plough, throw down some seed, some grass seed, and see if it works. I don't expect it to, like I said, but I am going to try. So it's a little bit of a bump going across here. It is a cattle grid anyway, after all. So these cows behave in very strange ways when you got your tool open. Yeah. It's a little comical. So what I'm going to do is just miss the actual grass that I've got, so I don't have to reseed it. I'm just going to do a little bit inside the land here. And watch these cows. It's absolutely comical. Sometimes they'll be on top of the machine. So that's all I'm going to do there. And then I'm going to hire a seeder. I'll just look at my leased items. You can see I lease everything. I won't return it yet, but the width of that is 14.3. So we'll leave that guy there. I'll get a seeder now. That is about 14.3 or thereabouts. Look at the planter. I might have one that's 14.3 or thereabouts. That doesn't do grass. Some of them will do both. Anyway, I'm just going to do a row, so it doesn't really matter. And that one's 15. We'll do that in one movement. So I'll lease that guy. Oh, so we just did a lease, and I'll just reset to the shop. Now, like I said, I don't expect this to work, but I am going to try. So if this will actually allow me to grow real grass here, then I can do all of these cattle fields. And then we won't see the borders anymore. So yeah, before I placed them down, it was all real grass. So I'm going to see if that little strip there will grow real grass. I'll do a little reset here. Where's my weight? Yeah, it's always on the far side. Oh no. It's going to make me... Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll be seeding these ones today, so I'll just push them out of the way. They don't really want to be pushed. My stats are time played 142 hours, so, and I've used all real money. I haven't cheated no money in. It's all legit. That's why I got buildings that are unfinished. That's why I got so much unfinished, because I only use the money that I earn in the game. So there we go, 142 of my real life hours. It hurts, but the build's been worth it. It's one of my more ones that I'm fond of. I've built this map many times, and I've just done a better job each time, primarily. Let's get just a smidgen of seed in here, please. That'll do us. I don't want to waste me money. I do have seed bags. I just was too lazy to drive all the way up the other end to go to my storage, my seed storage. So it's just easier doing it this way. Oh dear, that was fertiliser. I didn't want fertiliser. God damn game. Oh, now it's just going to play. You know what? This is what happens when you're lazy. When you do things the shortcut way, it ends up costing you. Or do things the proper way all the time. Don't take shortcuts. I've got to come back and fix all this main street up. put power poles down. The ones with street lights. And lots more seeds to put in, saplings. So let's go to my big bag storage and just chuck one bag in here. Mulberry farm, the maple farm up the hill there behind that house. So I've got liftable big bags and pallets, so I can pick pallets and big bags up regardless of their weight. It's a really good mod. Here's some seed storage here. I turned it off. I've turned that mod off. And now I'm in a little pickle because I don't have the front end loader with me. Sneak around on the side here. That should 500 seeds should be enough. It's a bit of an experiment. These sheds are brilliant. I absolutely love them. They are, for me, the best sheds in the game. I was using the American sheds before, which are also brilliant. But those ones just catch me. I'll just head over to that open cow pasture and chuck down some seed. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, is my camera off? These are the new entrances, these wooden timber ones. They've got cattle grids on them. So I've now been able to eradicate my fences, which has been really cool. Just need a little bit of smoothing. Whoa, just over that part. So I'm just going to chuck down one roll of seed. I was going to go through there, but this would have opened up quicker than it normally does, just so I'd have a collision. That's what this game does. Get out of the way, stupids. So it doesn't have to be neat. I'm just going to throw some down just so there's some grass seeded here. And I'm going to see if it grows. I really don't expect it to. I think it'll just revert back to how it is. I believe it will anyway, but I have to try. I have to try. Because they're open cow pastures, yet they're bordered, so, and I don't like seeing the border, so I'll come back and check this out in the morning. I am on 1 day growth. I just do a sleep at my house. Which I lost for a second. I'll just do a quick sleep. See if that grass has come up. I may have to do it a second day. Great demand. Maple syrup, okay. I've got a fair bit of maple syrup now actually. Give the dog some grub. Go and get it, mate. And over to our right. And we have real grass. That's the first stage. This is fully grown over here, and I ploughed the entire map before I built anything. I ploughed and seeded grass over the entire workable area of the map, which is why it's nice and lush and green, and that different colour in the middle of the green there, that's all the in-game grass. This stuff, I hate it. It doesn't look any good. So I think what I might do is quit the game and come back in and see if it's still there. So at least I know it will grow there, and if it does stay, then that's going to make these cows look so much more realistic. So let's do a quick save. I'll exit out and come back in, and we'll find out. Yes, I did a save. I'll quit and I'll come straight back in. I'll just give it a second. Oops. Alright, I'll go on multiplayer so I can put my money in the bank. Go. So I've created two farms on the multiplayer. One is my savings money. So instead of me sitting on the map with, you know, 2 or 3 mil, I had $4.6 million before I built the mine area, and that cost me almost $3 million, including the lease of the mining excavators and that I put on it, and the placeables and the trees and all that sort of stuff. But it was pretty pricey to do. Like with anything in this game, if you do any landscaping in this game, it's extremely expensive. Extremely. Painting grass, putting shrubs down, it's just really expensive. So I think I'm on my 5th year in game. I can't remember what the stats said. It was either my 5th or 6th year, and yeah, 120 or 130 hours, yeah, approaching 130 hours of my real life in this game. Didn't seem like I'd been playing it for that long. So it pays to look at your stats sometimes. So there's only one other map I've built over 100 hours, and I don't play it anymore. Just because the FPS is playing up so bad. I use the slot count to 2400 out of 2600, and trying to drive around is just a constant flicker. It's the game can't, my PS4 Pro can't handle it. So I have to sell all the equipment if I want to play that other farm, but it's a different build to this one. It's every bit as big, but it's just not everything is where I wanted it to be. Whereas with this build, everything is kind of where I wanted it to be, and it's still not perfect. And that's why instead of starting a whole new map over again, I'm just going to keep fixing bits and pieces up that I don't like about it until I'm happy with it. Come on, any second. Righto. Now I have to join my farm. Oh no. Because oh no. Oh dear. Oh no. I lost all the money I had in the bank because I went on single player. Confirm. go on there, yep. And I don't need that much money, so that's why I make a bank. I don't take any loans. Everything I got is 100% legit. Nothing's cheated in at all. So that construction cost you see, 4,137,000. That's how I had 5 million, 6 million in the bank in what I just did then, and I've lost 2 million of it now just through going in single player and coming back here. That was a big boo-boo. So I'm going to transfer money into there because I don't like having too much money. I'll keep 100 and something, 524. Righto, and now I'll go check out this cattle farm, and oh my god, I don't believe it. It actually works. It actually stays grass. Come on. You're kidding me. It actually, you get up close, you can still see the other one underneath, but you can see that it's going to grow. That is a game changer. Well, you know what I'm doing right now. I'm going to get real grass throughout here, and when it all looks like this grass, I mean this is ready for harvest. If I don't harvest it, winter comes and it turns back to dark green, so it looks better for half of the year than it does when it's ready to be cut. So when it's ready to cut, it's got that yellowy tinge to it. I do like the look of it when it's just dark green. So now I can't believe it. Before I do this, I want to look. Yeah, we can see the field grass that's theirs, that comes with the pen, and then my grass that I put down is in stage 1. That is like totally awesome. It's made me really happy. Now I know that I can do this. So this is part of the mods that I use. It's called Field Creator. Any cultivator you can create fields with. I'll just make sure I get everywhere. I'll get the worker onto it so he keeps a straight line and I don't chop up too much of this grass. Not that that matters, it always grows back in a couple of days with ingoing. I'm about to run Daisy over. Sorry Daisy. I'll have to go and sell you for meat now. So I've abolished the fences that I had to open and close every time I come in here because they're free ranging, right? So you've got to role play. And now I've got those ones down with cattle grids on them, so the cattle can't get out, and I don't need to open and close fences. It's not the perfect mod, doesn't look the best, but it's still okay. I'll stop you right there. We can get a little closer, I guess. Just don't want to go too far. There we go. So I just do a border and then I just run up the middle, and it's a lot easier that way. It should be nice and straight this time. No field found. Are you kidding me? Of course there's a field found. Come on, stupid. I'll do it myself then. Won't recognise it. That's alright, I'll do it myself. Whoop. trying to get as close as I can. That little bit I'm not too worried about. Sorry cows, but you're in my way and I'm on a mission. And it's a bit fiddly, but what you put in to your build is what you get out of it, and a little bit of effort goes a long way. Like, I don't have to worry about squaring it up. Like, I could just do a rough and it will always grow back. I'll let him finish that row to there. Yep, that's it. I'll do the rest myself now. Oh, I forgot I put that there. Yeah, just one up, one down. I have got one that's a lot bigger than this. This one's just quicker to manoeuvre around. I can't believe this grass is actually going to grow. It's mind-blowing. And that's why I exited out of the game and came back in, just to make sure that it would work. And to my surprise, it works. So now we shouldn't see any boundaries, hopefully, of these cattle. So they're free roaming, right? They're free roaming. Can't be free roaming if they have borders. I've got 3 different fields down here. This is the smaller of the 3. I wanted to see which ones would give manure and which ones wouldn't, and none of them give manure. So my manure pit over there, it's there strictly for the aesthetics of, you know, just for the aesthetics. I'll just do this myself. Doesn't matter if it's a bit rough. It'll all grow back. What I will do though is, just because I've put this tree in here, I'll have to go around it, so I'll just do one more up this way. I went back a bit further than I wanted to. Alright, easy peasy now. Yeah, 146 hours, that was the time. Almost 150 hours on this build. So, alright, this one here now. Damn tree. I'll just do it rough, it doesn't matter. The grass is going to grow anyway. By the time this grass is ready for harvest, this other new fresh grass I put down will catch up to it. Don't have to be so pedantic about everything, I guess. Cut these roads in again anyway. Whoa, we just caught the feed trough. When I said I was going to do it rough, I sure wasn't joking. Probably going to miss that little turnaround bit, and that cow's on it. I'm just going to back up here, try and... We actually got it. Usually when you turn these, they miss a tiny little bit. That's it, it's the last of them. Very cool. I'll just throw the cedar over it, which is a lot wider than this one. These are out of there, cows. Right, I'll give that back so it doesn't cost me any more money. Now I wish I would have put more seed in. Let's give that back. I can't believe this worked. Usually if you do these to the open pastures, it usually goes back to the default visual of it, but this one's going to let grass grow in it. These three. Absolutely amazing that it lets me do that. I get that bit. Yep, we got it. Gives you a little bit of leeway just on the outer edge. Oh no, gone and hooked myself up. I'll probably sleep 2 days after I do these. And it should show real grass over the whole lot. Didn't fertilise out there, I wonder why. Maybe there's sections of it that won't go real grass. But either way, if I can break the boundary of how they looked before, it's a win-win. Yeah, there's going to be a section of it that's still going to have the... Oops. It's still going to have the look of this light green thing. I ploughed this one and seeded it with grass ages ago when I first put it down, and it reverted straight back to this. But I actually logged out of the game and logged back in, and I did a strip over here and it grew. So it's to me, I would call that game a game changer. So your open cow pastures can now have realish grass in them. Sorry cows, you're going off to be beef soon anyway, so a couple of bumps and bruises ain't going to hurt yous. There's a few little spots where maybe the edge of it is still going to come through, but it'd be a lot better than what it is right now. Yeah, a little spot there too. It doesn't matter, I'm still happy. I'm going to get hooked up. Ah, the damn tree. Thanks, tree. Absolutely threw me right off. Ah, damn tree. Try and go opposite direction here. Alright, last turnaround, and then our final field straight ahead. And just a little fraction there. Yeah, so I dare say we're going to see parts of the boundary a little bit here and there, but that's nothing to worry about. Unless it's fooled me. Nonetheless, if you don't try, you never know. Hamburgers everywhere. Two more strips. Be able to have a sleep, 2 sleeps, and we'll see how it comes up. It's a shame they don't give manure. They give slurry, but they don't give manure. So that manure pit there is strictly for the aesthetics. Could remove it, but you know, doesn't really matter too much. And we'll leave the hardest till last. Oh, really? Really? It's, certainly was the hardest one to do. I missed a tiny bit. I've done this much, I may as well get it. Righto. And I'll hang on to this for the night in case there's a patch that I missed. And then we might fix up the town centre here and get them telegraph poles in there. The ones with lights on them, they look really good at night. Give the dog a feed. Let's go to 9 AM. The hell? How did that sleep so quick? I've gone the wrong way. That's the pigs. Completely 180. Not yet. Well, sometimes if I fast forward time and sit there for a minute or two and an hour or two goes by, oh, 5 AM? Nah, not on my watch. That's a proper sleep. I seemed to skip the sleep before. 27, we're losing 20, almost 21. Done it again. Just here. Yep, it's real grass. And I've not missed anywhere. And even out on the borders, it's growing. So this is going to look natural now. Man, that makes me happy. Sorry dog, you need food. I haven't done any fields this season, so I've got so much crop, it's not funny. So I'll get seeding when this one comes around, and I can also check my saplings because they should be at stage 1 now too. Yeah, I know, it definitely works now. Let's just have a quick look at the calendar. One more day canola. I'll put one field of canola down. That'll give me a day break before I've got to do another harvest. We'll do the wheat. I'll get one more sleep. And I'll do a little fly over and see if these saplings have sprouted. Which I think they would have by now. Okay, we've got 1 day for canola. We better put that down today. Yeah, you betcha. That's what we were looking for. Now it's an open pasture. No borders, no boundaries. And I'll just have to cut these roads back through. Wow, man. Now I tried it on this pen and it didn't work. It kept reverting back to that. I did it with the open sheep pasture and it was the same. It wouldn't let this work. But these open cow pastures, free range, free roam, now you can't distinguish where their boundaries are. You little beauty. If I get up real close, you can see it through the grass. That turned out so much better than what I realised. I'll go and check these saplings now, see if they've sprouted. Actually, I put them up at the maple farm. We'll just quickly jump over here. All these ones have come up. I removed all the trees. This is no man's land. You have an option to remove all trees and rocks off the map, and I did that when I first started building, and I ploughed the entire map, all the workable area. inserted it with grass, and that's how I was able to get it looking the way it is. They haven't come up. They have not come up. They're really hard to spot. Really, really hard to spot. I've planted every tree you see on the map. It took hours and hours and hours. And it was boring. But now they're growing. It's worthwhile. Maybe they have come up. No, because I put a whole range of them through here. And I can't see them. They're really hard to spot. We'll be able to tell over here. Maybe it is these elms. I don't remember which ones I put in, but I'm trying to get thick bush all the way on these mountain tops. So there's still patchy areas. I still got a lot more trees to put in yet. And in between these spruces, I put elms, which are these ones, fairly thick. And these ones too, they grow reasonably tall. So I've tried to just mix and match them up a bit. What the? I never had the field out to here. I don't know how that happened. This game gets a lot of glitchy bugs in it. Really weird. I've got to cut a road in here because I'm going to use this little patch in here for the forestry. I'm going to do a little bit of forestry, make some money off them, and then replant them. But the better ones are these spruce. They're the better ones to do to make your money. That's the mulberry sales and flower sales up here. These guys have never had food, water or hay or straw because I really look after my animals. These have all grown. Has the sign changed? Yes, it has. Ah, please. I'm not here to advertise for you, Giants, alright? I actually put down signs that say support your local farmers. Alright, I don't support Giants. I just don't. I don't like how they run their business. Very, very greedy, give nothing back and tell many fibs. See? Support your local farmers. That's the one I wanted. Not your sales Giants. If you can hear me, I don't agree to your sales ploys on my map. Thank you very much. I don't support you people at all. Promise the world and deliver nothing. You lie about everything. You give nothing back to the community. I'll get rid of that now. I'm not worried about the seed in it. I have ample amount. Wow, man, this incredible, really is. That's how they should. That's how they should look. Let's go over the cattle grid here. I'll stop running them over now. Still got to make a driveway here, but I think I'm going to move it over one block down there so I can come straight out onto Main Street itself. Main Street of town, which is this next on the right. Main Street here. We've done a lot of decorating over here. It's all touristy. swimming hole over to the right. And it's a shame I can't program people into the game. Whenever I get a PC, I'll be able to do maps and send them off to Giants, because I really enjoy the building side of FS22 compared to 19, 15, 17, which you couldn't really do much in those ones, but this is a whole new ball game now. These are elms by memory. I've got some elks and hickories down at the farm. They're the small ones. And elms. Alright, I'm not going to worry about seeding. I think I've got enough trees there anyway. Kinda. How many trees have I planted? Oh, I can't see on, because I've come a multiplayer. When you're on multiplayer, it doesn't give you your statistics, your stats. Righto. Anyway, we'll forget about that. Yeah, we'll get a seeder again. This is the new mine I put down. When the camera moves away from that road salt, that looks like it's floating in the air. It's a little bit comical, like the bulldozer down there on the fertilizer stack. She can't, it's not rendering in. There it is there. Do a little flyover of that. But, I actually finished the mine now, so I've brought the cliff out further, so it's not just standing straight up in the air. I am going to do the same to this side over here. So I mean, that looks a bit dodgy, right? So I want to bring it out in steps, in stages. God, why can't you Giants just leave things alone? Why can't it just be support your local farmers? Why is that so hard to leave as a billboard? Why is that so hard? You're always trying to flog your DLCs off for expensive amounts, and you do nothing to fix the multiplayer game. You guys have made so much money out of this series of games. You should own your own servers worldwide, so nobody gets lag and game crashes. You're so greedy. You're just so greedy. Arsehole company, if you ask my honest opinion, and I'll give it. Anyway, the mine's finished. We've got our exit coming out down here. And this is what I did this morning. So we brought the cliff out a little bit more, make it a bit more realistic. And oh, I meant to actually put real grass down over here, but whatever. Can do that anytime. So it's really come up good. I've got a little crevice in here full of water, and I've got to put some safety rails, the metal rails around here, as well as the netting, so that rocks and that don't fall down on the workers that are here. I know there's no workers here, but I just try and role play it a bit. Let me go into my imaginary world and enjoy it. Better than this real life shit. So that one's a placeable, can't be driven, but everything else here is drivable and workable. I just put that like that just so it looks like it's doing something. I don't know what it's doing. It's digging for something. It's just there. So yeah, I've got some gates and fences and that to put in, and I did change this bridge. I put a longer bridge on here, which is why these metal barriers are tucked in, because the other bridge only just made it from lip to lip of the edge, and there was a bit of a gap underneath the bridge, so it's probably just going to be storage area over there. I still haven't figured out what to put there as yet. But it's coming along pretty good, and this is going to be the truck loading area, or the tractor trailer loading area. It's one way in, up the hill that way, and then wrap around out on the way out, stop in the office, do your paperwork, blah blah blah, and put a weigh station down here so you weigh yourself out, and which means I've got to put a ramp here somewhere so we can access in there better. The wheel loader I have over here, I've got the big chunky boy that holds 26,700 litres or bushels in that bucket. It's the biggest one we can get for console, and is pretty heavy, so it doesn't quite reach. It probably will reach this trailer, but the other trailers I have got a lot higher side to it, so I need a ramp to actually bucket load it. I try not to auto load anything except bales. If I've got a billion bales, I'll hire an auto load trailer and pick a high majority of them up. But I'm almost out of bale spaces. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's more saplings here that haven't grown yet. Otherwise, I'm going to have to put a row through here, or 2 rows. I want to thicken it out. I want it to look like a real bush instead of just rows of planted trees scattered in amongst each other. And a little bit of different colour would be nice too. But anyway, it is what it is. I've got the service berries to put along here in front of these big ones, and yeah, it's still a lot to do on this map yet. I've got to finish this house, but I did utilise this bit of land here. Nice long sweeping driveway up to the farm, to that farm, the maple farm. I've got to fence it all up. I've got to put a field in here that's going to belong to that farm, and it's going to run along the top, so it's going to need something with a good amount of horsepower to ride the edge of all of this. And the gateway, the entrance to this farm will probably be just here somewhere. So that one runs in the back of my farm. And these sheds, man, these new sheds are just incredible. There's best sheds in the game. I love the American sheds as well. I got that pack, but I deleted them and put this one down when I seen them. I was like, holy smokes, these glass ones are okay, but this workshop shed is the shed of sheds. It's got a man cave in here. It's got the workshop around this side, nice big workshop. It's got all the stuff on the floor and all that. It's just really good. It's got some really good storage in here. It's fantastic. I just threw fences down and a bit of bush and that just to, I don't know, break up the angle of it. So that's my storage. All that's going to go over to the mining area. Oh, they're maple trees. And yeah, I'm not going to hold any storage over here. That was the wash bay. Chooks. Pigs are over here. They go in the water. They swim in the water. There's none of them in there now. He might go in. Go for a swim, stupid. Anyway, they walk across this bridge. They swim in the water. Hot day, they laid out. Sometimes you'll find one out here, and you'll find 2 or 3 out here just in this area. Here we go. This one's going to zoop through the fence. And that's about the boundary where they go. So that's why I put mud and water and that out here. They can have a bit of free range if they want. We might have locked them up like prisoners. My semi-trailers get parked in there, and the prime mover. That's just a little collection field of support that goes up to the farmhouse. These are the flowers. This is an awesome mod, this one. It looks really good. And I got grapes and olives for that. Instead of doing grapevines and olive vines, I don't enjoy doing the vines. It just annoys me. tedious and boring slurry storage. Yeah, alright. I'm going to take these hedges back and I'm going to run, not lights, just at the other end here. We've got power poles with lights on them. So I'm going to light the main street up at night time. Now I've got these as well, these Lapaccio trees. I don't know, I've got a seeding mod for all plants, and now that I've downloaded them, I may be able to put some colour around with my seeding mod, but I'm not sure, so I'll still have to check that out. And these power poles are just coming up. I've got every decoration mod in the game. I just like to build my own farms. I don't like, it's in fences. There it is there, power pole with road lamp. So if you try and go over a fence or a barrier, that one's too steep, right? But let's just go here. If you try and jump a fence, collides with another item. So you have to delete the fence and then it doesn't let you put the fence back. So the only way I can do that is, and to keep them joined together, that's going to say too steep. Are you kidding me? Righto, I'm not going to bother with it. When mods fuck me around like that, nah, it's not even steep. It's the grade of it is okay. That one's a little bit, but it really shouldn't matter. It's barely anything. Barely anything. It's not like you're going from a mountain top to the ground. We're going to forget about power poles. Alright, I wanted to make a little bit more realism. So along here would be fine, but then I'm not going to put a little bit and not have any others. And that should be the biggest that they grow. They're the service berries. So that should be the biggest that they grow. And I was going to do the whole forest in pine, but these are my fields. They're rather large. These three at the front aren't, but the three right up the back and that one on my right. And these are the spruce number 2. So these are fully grown. These are dead straight, very good for logging. But I wanted the bush to be really thick, so I was going to run some smaller ones in there. I think I've got something like 740 trees planted, which if you look around the whole map, it looks like there'd be twice that amount. It's not affected my FPS. It's not affected any of the gameplay in any way by planting so many trees. I thought it would have just destroyed my game, but it hasn't. So yeah, I've got a nice little run up now, up my driveway to the path, to the house, and same as over on farm number 1. So coming up here, it's now starting to look kind of like a real map. Trees. If I'd planted all them down, been on console, they're 1 slot count each. You get 2600 slot counts. A storm come in and broke that branch off, and it stays there, and it's pretty cool. Same as here, another branch here, right there. The one broke off the top. Storm come in, lightning and everything. It was a big storm. Yeah, so I've got to put a couple of short stubby trees in here because I don't want it to block my view from the house. But I do want to get some small trees in here, scattered throughout, so just having scrub. And lining the driveway that wraps down the hill to the sheep farm down here. Want to just put a little bit in there. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm kind of a bit tired now. I think I'll just end the stream and come back to it tomorrow, fresh and bright. I've got all this straw to pick up too. I can't reseed until I pick it up. So anyway, hope you enjoy it. We'll talk to you guys later. Take care.